Hey guys, it's Dr. Jyoti Patel. Welcome to your mindful standing practice. So get into a comfortable position on a mat on the floor with shoes or barefoot. Bringing your arms to the side, gently lowering your gaze. And start by noticing your breath. Noticing the movement of air, maybe at the level of the chest, the rise and fall of the ribs. Or at the level of the belly. The movement of the belly in and out with your breath. Or maybe you notice the air as it moves through the nostrils with the in-breath and the out-breath. Bringing your attention to your breath. Noticing if your attention tends to wander to thoughts or events of the day or emotions. And gently guiding your attention back to your breath. And next, either with eyes closed or eyes open, bringing your attention to your posture. Aligning your spine with your neck and your head. Relaxing your shoulders by your side, letting your hands dangle towards the ground. Softening the knees so that you're not locking your knees. And bringing your attention to your feet. Planting all four corners of the feet firmly on the floor. Making contact with the earth. Noticing the full weight of the body pushing down against the earth. Maybe you notice you tend to put more weight on one side or the other. And you gently walk from left to right to create balance, or not, just noticing. Swaying from left to right. Now almost to the edges of the feet, to the edges of your balance. And if this is uncomfortable with eyes closed, feel free to keep your eyes open. This practice should be done safely and only to the limits of what your body allows you to do. So if it's challenging and you'd like to try closing your eyes as you sway from left to right, please feel free to try that. But if it's not comfortable, then keep your eyes open or lower your gaze. You choose. And as you walk to the edges of the left and the edges of the right, just notice any sensations in the feet, in the legs. Maybe one side feels more pleasant or unpleasant or neutral. They may feel the same. And now find stillness again. And bring your attention to your breath, wherever it lands in the body. And now lean forward onto the balls of your feet and walk back onto the heels. Gently leaning forward, and you may use a chair if you like to create stability, or a counter or a couch, so that you have something in front of you if you need that. Softening the knees so that you're not locking out those knees. Bringing attention to your feet, the balls of your feet, and then the heels. And noticing if your attention has once again wandered to thoughts, emotions, other physical sensations, or events of the day. And bring your attention back to your feet as you gently walk forward onto the balls of your feet and then walk back to the heels. And maybe even challenging the edges of how far you can lean forward safely, or how far you can lean back on your heels safely, with support if needed. And you might start to increase the speed to see how that feels different. Or you may even slow it down, see if it feels any different there. And then we might just go in a circular fashion, clockwise, sort of swaying in a circle. And those circles can be small, those circles can be big. You can move fast, you can move slow. Just noticing how that feels. Bringing your attention to the areas in your feet, the contact with the floor. Noticing differences from one side to the other. And now bringing to stillness again. And go into the opposite direction, counterclockwise. Making small or large circles with your body, almost like you're a pendulum. Noticing where you feel sensations as you make this movement. And what it takes for your body to hold balance. Maybe bringing attention to all the toes, both feet, the heels, the edges of your feet, the ankles, everything that it takes for your body to hold balance. And then bringing to stillness once again. Maybe closing your eyes for a moment. And noticing your breath. And gently opening your eyes once again. We're going to start at the top of the head this time. And we're going to do head turns. So I'm going to turn my head to the left. Dropping the shoulders. Following the gaze to the left. Noticing all the muscles in the right side of the neck. Not to a point of being uncomfortable or painful. Just noticing where you feel sensations in your neck. Maybe even dropping your shoulders and making your hands heavy to the ground. Maybe you look up slightly to create a little bit more tension in the neck muscles and noticing how that feels. Noticing if your attention has wandered away from this movement to thoughts or emotions. And bringing your attention back to those sensations in your neck. And maybe following your gaze and seeing what's to the left of the room. And staying present in this experience. Now bringing your head to center again. Going to do it to the other side, so turning your head to the right. Again, noticing a difference maybe from one side to the other, or maybe not. Dropping the left shoulder and hand to the ground. Noticing if you're striving to really turn that head. Just give yourself permission to do what's available to you right now. Following your gaze to the right of the room. Noticing what is to the right. Noticing any sensations in that right shoulder or neck. Maybe even turning your gaze up to the ceiling slightly to see if that changes things a bit. Or maybe looking down to the ground to see if that changes things at all. And then bringing your head to center again. And this time we're going to tilt our ear to the left shoulder. Again, dropping both arms to the ground, not raising the shoulder to the ear, but just bringing the ear gently to the shoulder. And feeling that stretch in that right side, feeling any sensations in that neck, maybe even tilting your chin up to the ceiling slightly to see if that changes things, or tilting your chin to the ground and seeing if that changes things. And then bringing your head center again and tilting your right ear down to your right shoulder without bringing your shoulder up to your ear, just bringing your arms to the ground and noticing how that feels. Noticing if the natural instinct is to bring the shoulder up to the ear, and noticing how it feels to bring the arm down. And maybe tilting your chin up to the ceiling. Noticing how that feels in the neck. Maybe it changes things in certain muscles. Bringing your attention to those muscles. Without trying to change the experience, just noticing what is present. And maybe looking down to the ground and seeing how that's different. And then bringing your head center again. And this time we're going to do shoulder rolls. So you're going to bring your shoulders to the front, up to the ears, pinch your shoulder blades back to the back of the room, and then back down again. And now bring it to the front again, up to the ears, back and down. And again, do this at your own pace. Make the circles smaller if that's comfortable. Make them deeper and bigger if that feels better. Maybe you switch it up. Maybe you move fast. Maybe you move slow. Maybe one side feels stiffer or more pleasant than the other. And noticing if your attention has once again wandered to thoughts and emotions or events of the day, and gently guide your attention back to the activity in this moment. And now we're going to go in the opposite direction, bringing the shoulder blades towards the back of the room, pinching them together. Bring the shoulders up to the ears, pulling the shoulder blades to the front of the room, and then down. So back, up, front, and down. Doing this at your own pace, honoring what your body is allowing you to do in this time. And noticing if there's any tension, pleasant, unpleasant, or maybe nothing happening in the shoulders and the neck. Let's do one more. Good. Now we're going to do elbows. So you're going to place your hands on your shoulders, and we're going to circle the elbows front and then back. Again, softening the knees, bringing your attention to the movement in your elbows. You can make these circles smaller and faster. You can make these circles larger and slower. Whatever you desire. Just noticing how it feels, maybe different from one side to the other, or faster, slower, or smaller or bigger circles. Noticing that where you feel those sensations in the body. And now let's go in the opposite direction. Bring your elbows to the front of the room and then back. Bringing attention to all the spaces in the shoulder, the rotator cuff, the joint spaces, maybe even the elbows. And maybe you hear things in your shoulders popping or cracking. Bringing your attention to noise, sensation, anything that's happening in this space Noticing if there's any emotions tied to this movement or thoughts that might arise. And now bringing your arms down to the ground, closing your eyes once more, softening the knees, planting the feet on the ground, and bringing your attention to how it feels to be in your body. Noticing sensations maybe in the hands, the fingertips. Maybe not. Maybe you notice it more in your shoulders or your neck. Bringing attention to what you feel. And then gently opening your eyes once again, we're going to do some body tapping. So we're going to start by tapping across the chest. So you can use that open hand as I am here, or you can close your hands into fists and tap across the shoulder and the chest, whatever seems comfortable for you. Good. Good. And then you're going to put your right arm palm up to the ceiling as you use your left hand to tap down the hand to the hand. You're going to flip the hand down to the ground and you're going to tap up the arm. Back to the shoulder. Now you're going to point your right thumb to the ceiling and you're going to use your left hand to tap down towards it, around the hand, under the surface of the hand, the forearm, the elbow, the upper arm, into the armpit, and back to the chest. And now we're going to put our left arm out, palm up to the ceiling, and use our right arm to tap down to the left hand. Flip the left hand to the ground, use the right hand to tap back up the arm. Point the left thumb to the ceiling as you use your right arm to tap down towards it, around the hand, under the surface of the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, armpit, and back to the chest. This time we're going to move down to our upper bellies and maybe to the right side and to the left side, bringing your attention to your hands and the contact it's making with the body. Maybe you're noticing the sounds and notice the difference in the sounds from the upper body to the mid body. Maybe you don't. Maybe you notice there's a difference from one side of the body to the other, or maybe it's equal for you. Maybe you're bringing your attention to all the organs that sit inside the belly. Like when you're on your right, you might be thinking of your liver. And when you're on your left, you might be thinking of your stomach. And in the center, maybe your small intestine and your pancreas. Just tapping across and noticing what you notice. Maybe you're noticing fatiguing in your hands or your arms. And giving yourself permission to stay with that feeling, that sensation. Just noticing what's present. And now moving your hands to your lower belly and your pelvis and tapping again from one side to the other. And you're going to bring your tapping to the sides of your hips and then your back, upper back, if you can reach as far as you can. And this time we're going to tap down the backs of the legs all the way down to the tops of the feet. Okay? As you go behind the thighs, behind the knees, behind the calves, the ankles, as far as you can reach. And then the tops of the feet, where the shoelaces are, the ankles, the shins, bringing your hands up to your knees, tapping the knees. Try not to rush through this experience, but just notice where you are with this movement. As you move up to the thighs and the hips again, we're going to go down one more time, but this time we're going to go down the sides of the legs and come up on the insides of the legs. So we're going to tap on the sides of the thighs, outside of the knees, outside of the calves. Now tap on the inside of the feet, ankles, inside of the calves, inside of the knees, inside of the thighs, up to the lower pelvis again. And now gently just slowing down the tapping, bringing your attention once again to this movement, noticing sound, sensation, and then just gently lowering your hands to your side once again, closing your eyes, bringing your attention to your breath, and any sensation in your shoulders, noticing a shift in energy, noticing a shift in movement, tingling sensations, fatiguing sensations, anything or nothing that might be present. Standing in stillness. And gently opening your eyes once more. We're going to use our arms this time. So I'm going to have you soften your knees so you're not, you're standing softly on those knees. You're going to bring your arms to the side. And you're going to bring your hands up to like at 90 degrees. So that way your fingers are pointing up to the ceiling and your palms are almost pushing away the edges of the room. And holding this posture for just a moment, bringing your attention to how this feels. And then bringing the arms gently all the way up to the ceiling and reach up with both hands like you're touching a light bulb or touching the ceiling tiles. And as you do this, just noticing where your attention has wandered, if it has wandered to thoughts or emotions. Bringing that attention back to the sensations in your arms and your hands. Now gently lowering your right arm, keeping the left one up to the ceiling. We're going to reach your right arm up to the ceiling and look up towards it. Feeling that stretch in your right side body. Looking up with your gaze, noticing your fingertips, noticing any sensation in your shoulders, arms, forearm. Looking down if that's more comfortable, and gently lowering that arm back down to the ground. Gently closing your eyes once more. Breathing. And now we're going to raise both arms once more, fingertips to the ceiling, hands pushing out to the edges of the room. And we're going to raise the opposite hand to the ceiling as we drop the right side. The left hand reaches up to the ceiling as you look up towards your fingertips. Noticing your hands, noticing your shoulders, noticing a stretch in the left side body. Bringing awareness to when your attention wanders away from the sensations in your body and gently guiding it back to your breath, your fingers, your hands, your arms. Gently lowering that left arm back down to the ground. Closing your eyes, softening your knees, and bringing your attention to your breath. your attention to any sensations in your body. Gently opening your eyes and widening your stance. We're going to swing from side to side. So you're going to twist to the right, and then you're going to twist to the left. And you're just going to do this in a rhythmic fashion at your own pace, softening the knees once again, bringing your attention to this movement and turning your gaze along with your body from one side to the other. And noticing the sides of the room with your gaze, bringing your attention to your arms as they swing through the air, maybe as they make contact with the body. Maybe you do a fast move, maybe you do a slow move. Noticing how it changes when you change your pace or change from side to side. Maybe you notice one side is easier than the other, or not. And then bringing your arms to your side once again. Closing your eyes for a moment. Bringing your attention to your breath. Noticing if your attention has wandered to thoughts, emotions, or events of the day. And gently guiding your attention back to your breath. And opening your eyes once again, we're going to do some hip circles. So again, use a chair for balance if you're unable to do this without support. Honor your body in whichever way it serves you. And you're going to raise your right knee up, in, rotate the hip out, and back down to the ground. Knee comes to the left, knee comes up to the ceiling, knee comes to the right, and back down. And just making some gentle hip circles here. You might find yourself flexible, being able to make big hip circles, or maybe today's not the day and circles are smaller. Maybe you find that your balance is really good today. Or maybe you need to put your foot down because you need a little moment, and that's okay. Noticing if you tend to strive, if you have difficulty with this movement. Noticing if you lose your balance. Good. Let's do this on the left. Again, knee comes in, up and out. Maybe you notice that one side feels a little easier to do than the other. Maybe your balance is better on the right than the left. And that's okay. Noticing what is present without trying to change the experience. And noticing if it's associated with any emotions. Or thoughts. Where those thoughts take us. And then gently guiding ourselves back to the movement here today. Great. Bringing both feet down again. Pausing for a moment. Noticing any changes in the body, any sensations, any thoughts or emotions. Then we're going to do our knees. So you're going to take your hands, you're going to place them on your knees, and you're going to circle the knees around in a nice circle. I'm going clockwise. And now you may change directions and go counterclockwise. And now you might go, both knees go out and they come in. Noticing the sensations in the lower back, in the knees, in the hands. Maybe you hear noises coming from your knees, popping sensations, or maybe not. Just noticing what's present. And bringing your awareness to the movement. And noticing when your attention wanders to thoughts, emotions, or other experiences. Now go in the in-out direction. So knees come in, knees go out. And then coming to stillness once again. Closing your eyes for a moment. Bringing your attention to your breath. And opening your eyes once more. And we're going to take us a few balance postures. So I'd like you to, again, use a chair or support if it's in your practice, if you need it for balance. We're going to start by placing all our weight in our left leg and bring our right toe out to still touch the ground. And we're going to gently bring our arms up to our sides, again, as though we're pushing away the side walls with the palms of our hand. And again, if you need to use a chair, feel free to put your hands on the back of a chair. Soften the left knee so that it's not locked out. And if it's in your practice, raise that right foot up off the ground. Flexing the right foot, putting all the weight on the left foot as you raise the right foot. And if it's not comfortable, leave the foot in the ground. Keep the toe on the floor. Noticing your posture, your alignment, your breath, and any sensations in the body. And if you find yourself striving or struggling, shaking or wobbling, just bringing your attention to what is present. Now bringing the arms down and the legs together. We'll try putting the left foot out, toe to the ground. Putting all our weight in our right leg, softening that knee so we're not locking that knee. Bringing the arms up to the side, as though we're pushing the side walls out. And bringing that left foot off the floor if it's in our practice. Or leaving the toe on the ground if that keeps us stable. Using a chair for support or not. Noticing sensations in the body. Noticing thoughts or emotions associated with this posture. Bring the foot to the ground, slide the foot in and bring the arms down to the side. Gently lowering your gaze once more, closing your eyes. Let's take the next few minutes in stillness, softening the knees, dropping the shoulders, closing the eyes, and bringing our attention to our breath. Maybe you notice the breath at the level of your belly. You notice the rise and fall of the chest. Maybe you notice the air moving in and out of the nostrils. Softening the knees, dropping the shoulders, aligning the spine with the neck and the head. Bringing your attention to your breath. Gently opening your eyes, staying connected with your breath and your posture, noticing your surroundings, noticing any sensations in the body. Bringing your attention to your breath and your body. Thank you for joining me today. Have a great day.